What do you say to the son of a man who called you gorilla on national television? What do you tell the child of someone who humiliated you in front of millions? In 1995, Muhammad Ali Jr. asks Joe Frazier the hardest question in boxing history. Why did you help my dad? Joe's answer takes 8 minutes to tell. By the time he's finished, Ali's entire family understands something about forgiveness, about manhood, about what true strength really means. This is the conversation that changed how a family saw their father's greatest rival. Los Angeles, California, June 1995, Saturday afternoon. A quiet family gathering in a luxurious house in Pacific Palisades. Muhammad Ali sits in his wheelchair in the living room. 53 years old, but Parkinson's disease has aged him 10 years. His hands tremble, his speech has slowed, but the sparkle in his eyes is still there. His mind is still sharp. His children surround him. Lila is 17, beautiful, athletic, beginning to follow in her father's footsteps. Muhammad Jr. is 23, quiet, thoughtful, struggling with the difficulties of growing up in his father's shadow. Hannah is 20. Mariam and Jamila are also there. And Veronica, Ali's third wife. They're talking about old boxing stories, telling about Ali's old victories, his legendary fights. Ali listens, occasionally smiles, as if lost in his memories. He loves these kinds of family gatherings. His children remind him of his past, make him still feel like the greatest. Layla is talking. Dad, I saw the Foreman fight on TV the other day. You were incredible. That punch you threw in the 8th round. Ali smiles. He remembers that fight, of course. The rope-a-dope tactic. The night everyone was surprised. What about the Frazier fights? Says Muhammad Jr. How were those? Especially Manila? Ali's face changes slightly. The Frazier topic is always sensitive. They were tough fights, he says slowly. Joe was a hard man, very hard. But you were enemies, right? Asks Hannah. I saw you fighting on TV. You were saying bad things to him. Ali becomes uncomfortable. His behavior from that period now embarrasses him. That was a different time, he says. I was young and stupid. Veronica intervenes. Children, these are things that stayed in the past. Your father and Joe Frazier now. But why were you so mean to him? Interrupts Muhammad Jr. Gorilla, Uncle Tom, ugly. Why were you so ruthless? Ali stays silent. He's been wrestling with this question for years. Back then, he did it for promotion, to draw attention to himself, to sell fights. But now he knows he hurt Joe very much. It was a mistake, he says quietly. A big mistake. So how did Joe feel? Asks Layla. Did it hurt him a lot? Ali nods. Yes, it hurt him a lot. He was right to be hurt too. At this moment, Mariam remembers. Dad, last year I talked to Florence Frazier, Joe's wife. She said very interesting things. Ali is curious. What did she say? She said when you were having financial difficulties in 1979, someone secretly helped you. Something called Phantom Sports Management. You always wondered who did it. Ali's eyes widen, the subject he's been wondering about for 16 years. Yes, I always wondered about that secret. Florence implied that Joe did it, says Mariam. The room falls into silence. Ali is in shock. Joe? Joe Frazier? Yes, Dad. Apparently, Joe helped you during that difficult period, secretly. Muhammad Jr.'s mind is confused. I don't understand. You treated him so badly. Why would he help you? Ali asks himself the same question. I don't know, son. I really don't know. Veronica is thoughtful. Maybe we should ask Joe if we want to learn the truth. Muhammad Jr. is determined. I'll ask. I'm curious. Why would someone help after being treated so badly? 3 days later. Las Vegas, Nevada, a big boxing event for a major championship fight. Former champions, legends, media members. Ali is there too, in his wheelchair. He's greeted with respect. Photos are taken. Joe Frazier is also there, 51 years old, gained some weight, but still looks strong. Throughout the event, he stays away from Ali. There's still distance between them. They're polite, but not intimate. Muhammad Jr. looks for an opportunity. When he finds Joe alone, he approaches. "Mr. Frazier, can I talk to you?" Joe is surprised. "Of course. You're Muhammad's son, right? Junior?" "Yes, sir." "What do you want to talk about?" Joe waits. Muhammad Jr. takes a deep breath. "This won't be easy. There's something I need to ask you, something very personal." Joe becomes serious. "Tell me." "Mr. Frazier, why did you help my dad?" "In 1979, during that difficult period, we learned that you secretly helped him. Why? My dad had treated you so badly." Joe's face changes. The secret kept for 16 years is coming out. "Who told you?" "Mrs. Florence. She mentioned it while talking to my mother." Joe nods. "I knew Florence would talk. But I don't understand," says Muhammad Jr. "My dad called you gorilla. He humiliated you. Why would you help?" Joe stays silent for a long time. He looks around. Nobody nearby. "Sit down," he says. "This is a long story." Muhammad Jr. sits. Joe also sits across from him. "Son, the adult world is complicated. People do bad things, but that doesn't make them completely bad. But my dad was very cruel. On television, in front of everyone." Joe raises his hand. "I know. I heard those words too. They hurt a lot. So why?" Joe takes a deep breath. "Because, son, anger poisons the heart. Hate rots the soul. I didn't want to be a man with a poisoned heart." Muhammad Jr. listens, but still doesn't understand. Joe continues. "Your father was going through very difficult times during that period. Vietnam War protests, money problems, family issues. When people are under pressure, they sometimes make bad decisions. But does that excuse what he did to you?" "No," says Joe firmly. "It doesn't excuse it. But it helps me understand." Joe pauses. "Son, have you ever helped someone you were very angry with?" Muhammad Jr. thinks. "I don't think so. I did, because helping makes us stronger. Revenge makes us weaker." Joe smiles slightly. "You know what happened between me and your father, but there's something you don't know." "What?" "In 1968, me and your father were friends. We used to train together. We respected each other. Back then, he used to call me brother." "Joe, you're gonna be great," he would say. Muhammad Jr.'s eyes widen. He's never heard this. "Really?" "Yes. Then the media got involved. Don King, TV shows, big money. Your father changed. Or had to change. He had to put on a show. But he was really hurting you." "Yes, it was hurting. But underneath, that old Muhammad was still there. I knew him." Joe pauses. "In 1979, Angelo Dundee called me. Your father's situation was very bad. No money, couldn't take care of his children. And you decided to help." I asked Angelo, "Why are you calling me?" He said, "Because you're the only person who understands him. You come from the same place, from poverty, from struggle, and you're a fair man." Muhammad Jr. listens, mesmerized. Joe continues, "Son, do you know what power is? Being strong? No. Power is being able to show mercy even when you're strong. I could have beaten your father during that period. I could have used his desperation. But would that make me strong?" "No," says Muhammad Jr. quietly. "What made me strong was helping him. Secretly, without bragging, without expecting anything in return." Joe smiles. "Son, A man only becomes truly strong when he can help his enemy." Muhammad Jr.'s eyes fill with tears. "My dad never knew?" "No, until he found out last year. When Florence told him, he was very surprised." Joe pauses. "He cried." "He cried?" "Yes, he cried a lot." "Joe, you're a bigger man than me," he said. Muhammad Jr. is crying more now. Joe hands him a tissue. "Don't cry, son. This is a beautiful story. The story of hate turning to love." "Mr. Frazier, my dad treated you so badly. How can you be so big?" Joe thinks. "Son, greatness isn't measured by hitting. It's measured by forgiving. I became world champion 3 times, but my real championship was the day I forgave your father." "So, how is it between you now?" "Now we're brothers. Real brothers. We've left all the past behind." Joe smiles. "In fact, he called me last month, just to talk. He would never do that before." Muhammad Jr. nods. "Thank you so much for telling me. Are you going to tell your family?" "Of course. They should know, too." "Son, I'll tell you one more thing. Your father is a great champion, inside the ring and outside the ring. Those mistakes he made were mistakes when he was young. Now he's a different man." "I know. And you're his son, too. His blood runs in you, but you don't have to make the same mistakes." Muhammad Jr. stands up. Joe also gets up. They hug each other. "Mr. Frazier, you're an amazing man." "You are too, son. Your father can be proud." That evening, in Los Angeles, the Ali family is gathered in the living room again. Muhammad Jr. has returned from Las Vegas, about to tell about his conversation with Joe. Ali waits curiously. "What did he say?" Muhammad Jr. sits down. "Dad, Joe Frazier loved you. He always loved you." "What?" "In 1968 you were friends. He used to call you brother. Then you changed because of the media." Muhammad Jr. starts telling everything Joe told him. Angelo's phone call, secret help, philosophy of forgiveness, true power. As Ali listens, he cries, "This isn't Parkinson's tremor. This is emotion." "Joe!" Joe thought like this? "Yes, Dad." He said, "Power is being able to show mercy even when you're strong." Veronica is also crying. "Muhammad, what a great friend you had." Layla asks, "Dad, how do you feel now?" Ali stays silent. Then, "Shame, very big shame. I treated Joe very badly. He was always fair to me." "But he forgave you, Dad." "I know. That makes it worse. I didn't deserve forgiveness." Muhammad Jr. leans forward. "Dad, Joe said something else. He said, 'Your father is a great champion, inside the ring and outside the ring. Those mistakes he made were mistakes when he was young.'" Ali smiles slightly. "Joe always had a generous heart. And," says Muhammad Jr., "he said you're brothers now, real brothers." After that night, Ali's children start seeing Joe Frazier differently. He's no longer their father's enemy, but the family's friend, even the greatest example of a great man. Hannah asks, "Dad, did you thank Joe?" "Of course, many times." "Is it enough?" Ali thinks. "No, it will never be enough. But I show it as much as I can." Layla, "How?" "I praise him to everyone. I say, Joe Frazier is a bigger champion than me. Not in the ring, but in heart." Miriam smiles. "That's beautiful, Dad." "Joe deserves this. He's a real champion. I just knew how to fight well. He knows how to live well." After this conversation, the Ali family invites Joe to dinner. Joe comes, with Florence. For the first time, they have family dinner at Ali's house. The children love Joe very much. They start calling him Uncle Joe. During dinner, Layla asks, "Uncle Joe, was my dad really very bad?" Joe laughs. "He wasn't bad, just young and ambitious. Ambition sometimes blinds people." So how is he now? Joe looks at Ali. Now he's wise. Wisdom comes with age. Ali speaks with difficulty. Joe, I'm sorry. It's too late, but I'm sorry. Joe puts his hand on Ali's shoulder. Muhammad, we're brothers now. That's all that matters. That evening, as Joe and Florence leave their house, Muhammad Jr. runs to Joe. Uncle Joe, one last question. Ask, son. If my dad hadn't treated you so badly, could you still have been friends? Joe smiles. Maybe, but it wouldn't be this deep. Sometimes you need to go through hardships to reach true friendship. I understand. Son, you're like your father, but you don't make his mistakes. That's very good. I'm learning from you. I'm learning from you too. Seeing the world through young eyes is beautiful. When Muhammad Jr. returns home, his family is in the living room. Ali looks tired but happy. Son, come to me. Muhammad Jr. sits next to his father. What is it, Dad? You talked to Joe. You learned the truth. What do you think now? We're lucky, Dad. We have a friend like Joe. Ali nods. Yes, we're very lucky. He pauses. Son, never forget one thing in your life. What? True power is being able to show mercy even when you're strong. Joe told you this. This is the biggest lesson. I won't forget. And one more thing. We make mistakes, all of us, but it's possible to correct mistakes. Joe showed me that. That night, as Ali goes to bed, he thinks, Joe Frazier didn't just give him money help. He did something much bigger. He taught him how to be a real man. In 1996, when Ali lights the torch at the Atlanta Olympics, Joe watches on television and cries. That's my brother, he tells Florence, the world's greatest champion. When Joe dies in 2011, Ali is at the funeral. Despite Parkinson's, he's there. He puts his hand on Joe's coffin, says, Thank you, brother, for everything. But maybe the most beautiful moment was in 1995, when that question was asked. Muhammad Jr.'s question. Why did you help my dad? And Joe's answer, because true power is being able to show mercy. This answer didn't just change a family, it showed what forgiveness, greatness, real championship means. Joe Frazier was famous for his left hook in the ring. But his strongest punch came from his heart. The lesson he taught Ali's family. Sometimes our enemies become our greatest teachers, because real champions fight not just with fists, but with hearts too.